Hi everyone, it's Valerie from Earthrella Soap and Candle Company. Today I'm really excited to be making this new soap. This is going to be my green apple soap. This soap is something that I have been working on in my mind for probably at least the last 3 weeks. I keep tossing around in my mind like how I wanted to design this soap. And this is the soap that like literally wakes me up in the middle of the night and I think about it. I lay there in bed and I think, how am I going to do this part? How am I going to do that part? And it's not even going to be a really intricate soap whatsoever. It's actually quite an easy soap to make, but it's just in my mind. I just wanted everything to be perfect, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to do certain parts of it. So I will show you what I want my soap to look like. Okay, see, very simple. It's going to have a neutral base, so this base is going to be uncolored. It's going to have a very thin green line on the bottom. That's going to be the skin, like the bottom skin of the apple. And then it's going to have 2 brown apple seeds in the center, a brown little stem. And on top, what I'm going to do, this is something that I've been tossing around in my head, like, do I want to pipe the top? I wasn't sure how I wanted to do it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pipe a really long strip across both molds, both of my soap molds, and then just form it with like a spoon or something, or somehow I'm gonna just form the very top to make these rounds, mounds on top to make it look like the apple curve, like the top of an apple. So like I said, I mean, this is like a very simple soap, but it has just been something that I've been deciding, like how I wanted to do the seeds, how I wanted to make the seeds. I even considered like making a green on both sides as well to make the whole thing look like an apple, but after going around and around in my head 10,000 times, it seems like I decided on this. So this is what my soap will hopefully look like when I'm done with it. The fragrance oil that I'm using, okay, here's the thing. I want to use Green Apple by Crafter's Choice. And this is the fragrance that I have been planning on using all along, and I'm going to use it, but I have been reading reviews on this fragrance, and it says everyone who makes the cold process soap with this fragrance, they say that the fragrance really disappears in the soap after it's cured. And I really want it to have an apple scent to it. I don't want it to be an unscented soap. So for that reason, I'm going to be also adding some apple cinnamon fragrance oil. And this is from Fragrance Buddy. And I have used this before in my apple and cinnamon soap. And it does smell really good. So I'm going to be mixing these two. I'm hoping that somehow the green apple will kind of stick a little bit better if there's another fragrance in it, because this green apple fragrance is amazing right out of the jar. I was just so disappointed to read that it does not stick in cold process soap. So I'm gonna just go with it, wing it, and see what happens. So right here in this container, I have my lye water mixed in with my oils, and this is just gonna be the green that's gonna be in the very bottom of my molds. So I'm just gonna give this a mix. And it does look awful thick, and I didn't want it to be real thick, but I think once I add my fragrance oils that it will thin out. I'm also going to add my colorant to it right now. Oh, the colorant. So the colorant I'm using today, the green colorant that I'm using, is Granny Smith Green Mica, and this is by Crafter's Choice. This is the perfect green for the apple. So I'm just going to put in 1 teaspoon. Okay, so the bottom layer of each mold is poured. It's a very, very thin green layer. I just wanted it to be a very thin layer so you could just barely see like the green outline of the skin of the green apple. So I'm gonna let this set, let this firm up a little bit. It won't take long. And then I'm gonna start working on the rest of my apple. Okay, so my bottom layer has set up, and I'm gonna set these aside. And then I'm gonna mix up my oils and my lye water. Alright, now I'm going to add my fragrance, and I have a mixture of the two in here. That smells amazing. Oh, I really hope some of that green apple scent stays because that is such a beautiful fragrance. Alright, so now I'm gonna grab my molds and I'm gonna pour my molds about halfway up because I have some my apple seeds that I need to put in the center. And for my apple seeds, I use my teardrop mold that I use for so many different things. So you can see how it's like in the shape of a teardrop. I'm using this as the seeds, and I'm gonna place them facing down this time. And I'm kind of gonna put them in at an angle as much as I can. Hoping these will really look like apple seeds in the final soap. So I'm hoping that I have my seeds in where they actually are angled the way I want them to be. I think they are. Alright, so now I'm going to pour the remainder of my batter, which is already thickening up on me. So I'm going to pour this in over the embeds, over the seeds. I hope it doesn't move them. that's good. So now for the tricky part. Now I have to figure out how I'm going to make those two mounds on top to make them form like an apple top. So I have a piping bag here and I snipped off the end and I made it kind of wide, so it's about half of the dimension, the width of the mold. So I'm going to try to pipe a couple mounds on each loaf. Don't know how this is going to turn out, but we're going to try it. If not, I might just have to manually shape the mounds on top. So I'm not sure how this is going to work. Not sure how much this is going to look like on top of an apple, but I'm trying my best. Alright, so I went and grabbed a spoon to see if I could get this any smoother on top. That actually doesn't look too bad from my angle, so hopefully it'll turn out okay. Probably, I'm not sure how it looks like on the camera, but from my angle it actually doesn't look like it'll be too bad. I mean, they're not exactly perfectly round on top like I wanted, but it could be worse. The right side, this side looks wider than this side, but there are such thing as lopsided apples, right? I just want it to be perfect, and it's not gonna be perfect, I can tell you that right now. This is a lot harder than it looks. I think I'm going to leave it like that. And then I'm going to debating on if I want to sprinkle my mica on just like this, or if I want to put on mica drizzle with some rubbing alcohol. I'm going to try this and see if this works. And if I don't like it, then I will use a mica drizzle. whole top part needs to be covered. Actually, that looks really good. Alright, and then I need to put the stem in. And for the stem, what I did was I grabbed one of these, the green silicone liners, and I poured some brown melt and pour soap at the bottom of it and just made a thin layer all the way across. So I'm actually going to cut this in half lengthwise. And this is going to be my stem. At least that's the plan here. So I'm going to put it in like this. You know what? That's too... I'm going to actually cut it down a little bit. My stem doesn't need to be that long. Alright, so I'm going to... much better. And I'm just gonna kind of push it down a little bit. That's gonna be the stem on the inside, on the top of the soap. So when I cut it into bars, you'll see the stem on top. Push that down and make sure it's really in there. Alright, I think that's it. I'm not going to spray this one with rubbing alcohol because I think it'll mess up the mica that I have on top. So I'm just going to leave it be and come back tomorrow and see what it looks like once it's cut. So excited to see what the insides of this one's gonna look like. A little nervous, but excited. Okay, you guys, it's the next day and it's time to cut this soap. I've already unmolded it, and here's what it looks like on the side and on the bottom. You can see how shiny it is. It does it. It's so firm. It's because of the sodium lactate that I put in my soap. So, but I'm so excited to cut this. Really hoping that it will resemble an apple in some way after it's cut. So let's see what happens. Look. I love it. The top of the apple is a little lopsided, but it's okay. You can still tell it's an apple. I love it. And can you see the stem and the seeds and the green on the bottom? Oh, I just love these. Next time I really have to do something to make the tops a little more even, but that's okay. I still love how they turned out. I cut the other loaf. Maybe that one is a little more even. one did come out a little bit more even. Still a little lopsided on top, but I don't care. I just think it looks awesome. I love it. I think putting the stem like that was a really good idea. I liked it. It's easier than putting in a little tiny stem in 36 different loaves of soap. So I think that actually worked out really well. My one seed's a little sideways, but it's okay. I knew these weren't going to be completely perfect, but you know, I still love how they turned out. That one came out pretty even on the top for the most part. Oh, and did I mention, this soap smells amazing. I really thought that by today the green apple scent would have faded, but so far it has not faded at all. It's still very strong. So I'm hoping that it will stay strong through the cure. But I did put some apple cinnamon in it as well, so it should still smell like apple no matter what. But I really hope the green apple scent stays throughout the cure. So overall, I'm thrilled with how this soap turned out. Very happy with the results. I had posted on my Facebook page if anyone could guess what scent it was by looking at the top of the soap, and I think only one person said apple. Everybody else said like mint tingling or watermelon. Someone said pickles. I thought that was hilarious. That makes me want to make a pickle soap someday. I gotta find a fragrance for that. But please, if you like my soap, please give it a thumbs up. In YouTube, please subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos like this. I make lots of other products, not just soaps, but I do make a lot of soap videos. But like a couple videos ago, I made shampoo bars. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.